Raiki Jones versus JayTV. You're gonna see the Japanese team on the bottom once again. Raiki Jones down there on the blue side, and the red side will be indicating Chaos there with JayTV on the top.
Where it goes with the log. Is this going to be the one that happened with lots of charging cards as well?
Seen Rush decks talking about charge.
The Hog Rider, yes, this is the one that we saw a lot from China.
Let's see the Lava Hound though for JayTV. See what he can do with this against this charging composition. Already gets the tower down to 1608 with that one Hog Rider summon.
Hunter may not be enough to defend even the balloon. Lava Hound basically hitting all the shots. Balloon gets a direct hit at least once.
One drop. Three Musketeers just getting it away just to make sure it does minimal damage. Three Musketeers still doing a very good job, but takes the minimal damage of that, but eventually becomes 61 on the board, even doing damage to the two of the Musketeers.
Basically, that's a tower down, but a good trade, good amount of damage landing on with the bro goes down to 310.
Yeah, but look at the left tower as well, 1432. So on the end of things, Raiki Jones is just a little bit on the winning end of things.
And he does have the Hog Rider to go directly, and also the Royal Ghost. So Raiki Jones, he will be start to focusing onto that left side. Not much as a defensive tool, but just going directly to the tower.
And JayTV, he's going to be focused on the right side to make sure he gets 2 crowns to secure his victory, because for the time being, we're probably going to see an eventual 1 crown trade for both.
Raiki shouldn't really be focusing onto the left one anyhow, because the spells will just do the damage and take it out easily.
Okay, once again, we see this connecting here, but we see the fireball now doing the damage, but it's not going to be destroyed. But the zap there to make sure the 2 of the Musketeers go down once again.
Collects once more.
Okay, so we're going to see the explosion here with the fire coming in for the Lava Hound, doing 717 onto the left tower. Gonna get 504 down to 303. Gonna see 1 hit. It doesn't come through for that Hog Rider.
But the balloon is the real problem for Raiki Jones. Hunter will not die to a fireball.
Okay, so a balloon wasted there. Very well defended by the Hunter.
Did not have the Lava Hound in this case to block those bullets.
Okay, now this is important here. If Raiki Jones cannot get 1 hit onto any of these towers, that just might be. But with Fireball, does cancel exactly what I was saying.
But Fireball already used, the balloon will go directly to the tower. Raiki Jones cannot really stop that from happening at all.
Okay, but the second one will be coming through, but the balloon gets the first hit, and JayTV gets that 1 second of a difference. We were kind of looking at the Hog Rider the whole time, thinking that the left. Kind of summoning his frustration there towards his opponent. I mean, you gotta be angry when you almost basically won and you lost in a game of inches. That 1 second of a difference did cause that defeat for Raiki Jones. So JayTV not going to be worried about this. He's just trying to get the win again. First team.
Is it going to be the same one? We do have the Lava Hound once again from JayTV. Raiki Jones goes in with the charge. He wants to rush in. Tombstone once again.
So Battle Ram is going to allow to make sure that Tombstone does go down. Lava Hound is still pushing on the right side though.
But gets a great amount of damage with the Spear Goblins and the Miner. Look at that damage.
Yeah, and it's still continuing. Yeah, the tower was so focused on the Miner that Spear Goblin was just having a free time here.
Zap used to do some damage to the pups. But the balloon is coming directly. What does it have to defend? Nothing.
Yes, nothing to defend. Raiki Jones is going to lose the first tower here. Uh-oh. And he summons the Elixir Collector. He's just going to take 1 free drop, almost a free drop, onto the King's Tower, but he must have something big planned now.
That's his big plan, but was waiting for the Elixir to be collected.
Now the problem is, even with this summon of the 3 Musketeers, now he probably won't have anything once the next balloon comes around for JayTV.
So Raiki Jones putting everything to the right side. Even a zap cost, but the guards are so effective.
Look at this, and right now the 2 Musketeers are going to do damage, and they're not going to be stopped in their tracks. Get the first tower on the right side while putting the left one at very low as well. So, see how long they can push here with these 2 Musketeers. That's going to be the important question.
Ship down to 1700, but do you still really go for that triple crown? think it's going to be really hard. So goes in with the charge, going straight to the tombstone once again.
I'm able to destroy that. Of course, the Lava Hound, you do see it on the left from JayTV. Oh, he's going to go for the push all the way. The Mega Minion.
All the way with the Miner. The Lava Hound is so slow.
Okay. So going to get rid of the Mega Minion with that Fireball. Going to have no problem. You're going to see the Three Musketeers without that Fireball from JayTV. He's going to get free damage onto his enemy with that defensive strat.
He does have the Three Musketeers in this case. And Balloon does not secure a hit onto the tower, only getting that explosion damage.
You know what he did though, Raiki Jones? He summoned the minion horde to make sure he draws out and just nests out that Fireball, and he won't have it available for that. Obviously a very defensive tool against the Three Musketeers. We know that's a very effective tool, but when you've already used it and have nothing to do, that Three Musketeers are going to have a hard time to make sure he gets destroyed.
That's what you got to do. But even
with
when
2 elixir positive on your aspect. So now we're going to see JayTV, if Raiki Jones does play that same deck once again, is he going to have an answer for those elixir collectors constantly giving him that extra energy to work with?
See, so far just Ice Golems, and do see an elixir collector being dropped by JayTV so far.
So, okay, a little bit of a copy of the deck we saw last time around. Oh, even a mini horde, just a page from the textbook here.
Gets a good dash to the towers, directly battle ramp to trade that damage. JayTV goes straight in, gets the dash and the damage.
But still very nicely done with that Fireball. Once the Barbarians are summoned away from the battle ram, he gets the Fireball onto the Barbarians and the minion horde.
But it's kind of like what we saw in game 2. JayTV, of course, took a lot more damage, but he has the collector running in place.
Okay, literally taking the entire deck away from Raiki Jones and playing it against him now. How can these Musketeers be stopped here?
Dark Prince 4 now onto the left side, but the real problem is the Miner onto the right.
Okay. Still look at this though. Did a little bit of damage, but the Miner, as you say, is still doing chip damage one by one here.
Look how long this Miner is lasting.
The Miner can be quite tanky with its own right. See that luring away with the Bandit having no effect. Just knocking out the battle ram. So very much a mission accomplished there for JayTV.
So without the dash to the tower, we'll be happy with that Bandit gone. Does some damage to the tower.
Okay, even that Barbarian, last one, doing so much damage there. So let's see that Infernal Dragon.
Just locking onto the other side though. Infernal Dragon, there's not a real good target to lock down with that laser.
Uh-oh, this is going to be looking really bad here. Let's see the Fireball, just knocking off 2 of the Musketeers, but just going to get the Infernal Dragon out of there to make sure that damage does come all the way through.
Battle Ram onto the right side, JayTV with the Elixir Collector getting so much value right now.
Minion Horde as well. There's nothing that can stop this right now because the Fireball, we saw it already being used. How can they stop it here? We saw the Miner on the right side. Going to do enough just to get the damage done. It's about the left tower.
Only 25 seconds. Bandit trying to do what she can. Nice Golem delaying that attack once again. Dashes in. Secures some damage, but JayTV still onto his own attack now.
Looking at this though, okay, we're gonna see the left tower. Oh, is it not gonna be gone though?
Does have the zap to just take it out, but
yeah,
the attack coming in from the other side. Miner still in works.
See the zap probably being played here. Not even try for it, Raiki Jones. It feels like the game was over there. I understand what he was thinking because obviously getting the zap would get that 30-something HP and ready to go. Gonna get ready to go in this 2v2 match between these two teams with PONOS Sports on the bottom, on the blue side, with Chaos Theory for Southeast Asia on the top on the red.
Finally ready, Bats. Very weak, of course. So against the tower will get taken away easily, but great against the Inferno Dragon. That's why we see lots of Bats dropping down.
Something else that's good against the Inferno Dragon is going to be that Mega Minion. Make sure it's going to be chipped down to none. When we see the Poison coming through.
Poison getting some good value there.
Yeah.
So the Dragon does lock on to the Golem from PONOS.
So the PONOS Sports having a good time with their rush so far. The Prince doing a lot of work to make sure they bring their units forward. The Electro Wizard just being killed off right there. prompting the guards to allow the Prince to have no damage potential.
Ooh, that was so close.
It's a very clean defense coming from PONOS Sports right there.
Spear from the Prince actually has some range, so even if it doesn't directly touch all the way to the tower, it will land on a hit. But that was as close as it got to the tower there.
There you go. We're going to see the double golems. One on each side being summoned for both teams. We're going to see the tombstone all the way to the right side. So very interesting the way that what the intention of that is.
But still, we'll get the good drag from the golem. They also have the dragon available anyhow, so great way of defense there. Prince will get the last bit of damage at the bottom, and neither side really landing on any damage here.
Yeah, we're going to see the poison doing most of the damage there, and really nothing else. The guards trying to stop the Infernal Dragon from going in any further.
So far, very effective. Now Chaos Theory goes to the other lane instead, as their tower is somewhat a lot more damaged compared to PONOS.
It's really prompting PONOS Sports to have at least a little bit of defense on the right side.
Saying, please notice us, we're going to attack onto the other side.
Oh, the Golem has the soak up damage right there. You see only the Golem moving through with the double Prince. It's going to be wiped away here. That could really lead to PONOS Sports getting that first tower very early in this instance.
Of course, a lot better trade for PONOS here, as Chaos also dropped that Rage Potion to speed it up, but not getting the full value.
First tower now from bouya and Fuchi for PONOS Sports. 8 seconds, all they have left. 500 damage. Can they get it done? But it's just so busy on defense. I don't think they're going to do it. We're going to see PONOS Sports pick out the first one in the 2v2.
The ways to come back with the Golem, as they got better trades with their
Get on to game 2 here. Fuchi and bouya, after winning that first one, going to try to make it into 2-0. Absolute sweep in this 2v2 to get them back in the series. We'll get them into the ace match. They're at the bottom, summoning the tomb still. Chaos Theory still at the top. Red.
Just bring down the miner, get that tombstone down, as they're looking to push their own golem one, very likely.
Just see mostly about rotations here, just cycling their decks. As again, just summon this golem as they do now. See the P.E.K.K.A now on the top side. So they do have double counter duties with the Infernal Dragon and the P.E.K.K.A. Just getting ready for that golem to make its way forth.
Skeleton Barrel tried to delay the push. Oh, even the rage dropping right on top.
Can't really tell if that was a good rage use or not, because I think the golems are going to have a hard time maybe even making it to the tower.
They wanted to push a little bit more. I think they didn't get the full value, but Prince does not get a charge, so it'll be about even. I think it was mostly because the Infernal Dragon did not lock into the target that they wanted to. Yeah. So wanted to rage and speed it up so he can lock onto the next one right after.
Good prediction coming in from PONOS Sports to make sure that miner does no damage onto the tower. Still looking at it here, what that means for these two games. So the golem push being attempted by PONOS Sports. That did not really work out in that first attempt. Let's see how the second attempt goes.
We have lots of bats. Get taken out easily by the Ice Spirit.
Yeah. Double golem here for PONOS Sports. This time they're going all in, hoping to make this case count.
Infernal Dragon actually spawned quite early. And there's an Electro Wizard getting that cancelled all the time.
They do have a second Infernal Dragon. Make sure they are ready to knock down the golems piece by piece.
Another Infernal Dragon locks on both locks onto the golem. Golemite's not really going straight to the tower. P.E.K.K.A doing most of the damage here as well.
Yeah, absolute complete defense from Chaos Theory. They're trying to just make this count. Keep this run going.
Chaos Theory, they're actually making a better push with some of the minor hits, and Poison actually doing most of their push damage.
There you go. And we're going to see this Infernal Dragon is going to go down. But what are we going to see mostly? These two teams, we see the Golem being summoned again in PONOS Sports.
How do you want to change your push as PONOS Sports here? They had double Golem last time, but lots of the Infernal Dragon has been the answer.
Just looking at this though, see what this means. As we do see the push still being attempted by PONOS Sports, and it's mostly been about Chaos Theory defending and just relying on the chip damage.
Look how many poisons there are. Two coming out from PONOS Sports. Making sure that your units actually get some damage done.
And look at 1326 on the top and 1520 on the bottom.
It's still certainly not enough, even a fireball from Chaos Theory. But that's why the guards has been so much more effective compared to the Goblin Gang. With the shield gun, you can survive a very powerful spell for all three of them.
See the P.E.K.K.A. and the Inferno Dragon being summoned again by Chaos Theory. They're trying to go up against these double golems being summoned again by PONOS Sports. We have 2 minutes left until a potential tie. No tower goes down during this overtime.
Of course, we will have a draw, but in this case, Poison does lock in. P.E.K.K.A. soaking in some damage, but the Electro Wizard is the main problem.
Yeah, they really don't have a direct answer for that Electro Wizard. We're talking about usually the spells like that would do the job, but the Electro Wizard is still alive to live another day.
This Prince gets a lock, but will actually not do damage to the Dark Prince. Comes right on time.
Yeah, so it was just available to make sure it did little damage. It's gonna get still chip it down to 785.
Both teams not really making any mistakes, but this one they want to speed this up with the rage right now. Go all the way in.
And this might be the do or die here, as we do see the double golem still relatively healthy. What they can do here.
Just locked onto the golem. Will get separated, but down to all the damage. Poison's doing so much damage. Still, they have a minute. And that's going to be the final blow on that tower.
So it almost could have been a tie in that inside. But PONOS Sports and Chaos Theory. One more set to decide it all.
And we'll see how bouya comes on top of this. Lots of minor use. And along with the Inferno Dragon, even without the 2v2s.
Seeing it early, Dark Prince summon. Gonna be easily soaking up the damage. You see with that Ice Golem, and see the Collector being there. The Fireball, and minimizing its use there.
Instant response, as bouya also wanted to cycle that spell as well. Even dropping down the log.
Bandit, how is it going to be stopped here? Let's see, the Zap knocking off the Spear Goblins. It's not going to knock away the front Goblins as well, but mostly it's been about a good defensive strat. That has worked out this time around, but you see the Ice Golem. Maybe it was in preparation for the Prince just in case.
Good trade from both sides, but what are they holding in right now? That's the main question. Should be holding the three. bouya should be holding the three other card that has not been shown. There's a Giant. It is going to be the Dark Prince push with the Giant.
See it getting just frozen up right there.
bouya goes with the Elixir Collector.
Okay. Right now, we're going to see just the Bandit trying to be the defense strat against the Giant. That was a good enough job for the time being. But the Elixir Collector, like I said, G-Clef, they're still at work for Trainer Dexterz. Second one now. Okay, so that log cycling here. Kind of just imagine what he has in stock for bouya. See what he does here. So 3 Musketeer was the answer for Trainer Dexterz of why he was investing so much into those collectors. Okay, he's gonna go heavy on the right side here.
bouya with the log will get some value. With the Fireball nicely done to the Ice Golem. As well as the units right behind it. But he wants to make his own push to the left side. That's what the Giant is for here, as slowly going towards it.
Okay, we're going to see the 3 Musketeers again. Really easy to defend out against all things here. And even the Ice Spirit, making sure none of the Musketeers get damaged by the Prince.
Even with the big nerf from the Ice Golem. Ice Spirit will still in a great work to do some damage. Prince to take out all the back units right behind the Golem as well.
See Electro Wizard. Can he be stopped here? Dark Prince. You're right here.
Dexterz does not have any collector to back this up with. Will take a good amount of hit from either side.
11:59 here. Consistently drop that slowly by bit, chipping it away down to 1075 now. Musketeers once again for defensive strats.
Without the Elixir Collector this time, so we'll have a hard time defending the push from the left side. Doesn't really care about the right too much. Expecting a Goblin Gang to be dropped. A log being attempted, but not going to be predicted as well.
Uh-oh, the Prince gonna get the attack in. That's gonna be the last one going through, and Mikan bouya. In the end, just really not worrying about the Elixir Collector too much. Does stay patient and works on the Elixir that he did have. Not really Mikan bouya after that win in set 3. Trying to do it again here against Trainer Dexterz. Gonna be down at bottom once again. There's Spear Goblins being summoned now here, just countered by the Goblin Gang as well.
A barrel.
Okay, so we haven't seen that in quite a while.
Certainly true. Some damage, and Goblin Gang onto the side of Trainer Dexterz as well.
Does no damage whatsoever.
Well, gets the job. That's the job doing the Goblin, but Princess very, very weak in terms of HP. But gets the job done. Does some damage, lots of area damage.
Get the job done here. I can see the Infernal Dragon though. Gonna get the job completely done here. Dark Prince just trying to match up the damage. Maybe that going down.
Trying to keep this Infernal Dragon and Zap used right before the barrel. But Goblin Gang basically cancels that as well. With some damage down to 2196.
Definitely had the Zap ready for the Spear Goblins coming in, and had obviously the Goblin Gang just ready for that defense against Goblin Barrel that came through.
Notice how be a good eye on Mikan bouya, how he uses his units to actually draw out all the spells and then throw a barrel.
Yeah.
Or the other way.
That's something we commonly see in our casual games where, you know, people just expect that you use a log, then you don't have anything else, and like they just throw just Goblin Barrel out, and you just really don't have anything to defend against. So
it's the one right after how you change your pattern.
Yeah.
And oftentimes it gets figured out right after.
Here it is once again. The Fireball. It's not going to be the best use of the Fireball, as they could have got all of it in that instance, but did not predict it correctly, but still gets 502 in the end.
A good amount of damage,
and
just with the Spear Goblins.
Doing so much work though, look at that.
Against the Goblins, Bats, Spear Goblins, I mean, Princess will be very effective. Even from the other side, will go, look at that range, it's huge.
Just means the Bats will be able to not just wipe away the annoyance coming in.
Oh, look at that P.E.K.K.A. and Mikan bouya find himself quite surprised.
Okay, Trainer Dexterz has to be careful that he can get the P.E.K.K.A. in, but he has to worry about his left tower as well. And we're going to see Mikan bouya most likely get this first tower, going to have no problem with that. And the P.E.K.K.A.'s gone for the Infernal Dragon.
He has lots of tools, he has lots of Goblin, even he can throw down the barrel to actually delay that P.E.K.K.A. as well.
10 seconds. And another Infernal Dragon just ready to go.
Not going to be in time, even the Tornado to delay, and that's going to be game. And the match secure for PONOS Esports.
Really much a domination from Mikan bouya. You know, we talked about commentator June making his statements about Mikan bouya being one of the best players in Japan. Definitely has to agree with him now, and seems like he's one of the top ones out there.